In the legal world, there is a combination of forces that feed a corrupt and suffocating legal system for attorneys. Law schools, law professionals, judges, and even the firms themselves for whom you work create a system, a matrix, if you will, that is nothing like what you thought when you passed the bar exam. The purpose of this podcast is to help you escape this legal matrix, leading you out of the proverbial desert to be free of the bondage of the matrix. Hosted by Bryce D. Nyer, attorney at law with over 30 years experience in the trenches of civil and criminal litigation at the state, federal, and international levels. He's a highly accomplished and resourceful legal professional, a true master of his craft, and he's here to help you get your life back. Here's your host, Bryce D. Nyer.
All right. It's another episode of Escape the Legal Matrix with yours truly, Bryce D. Nyer, and our faithful Labrador Retriever, Drake. We are in the house tonight, and it is, it's been a day, and we're glad you're here, and we're going to talk about the cost of doing business. That's right, the cost of doing business, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to talk about the cost of doing business. The biggest reason we're going to talk about it is because I was looking at all the profit and loss statements today and all the taxes we pay here in the firm for business, personal, otherwise. I got to tell you, first of all, paying taxes sucks. So, IRS, if you're out there, wherever you are, I don't care if you're listening or not. It's not necessarily your fault. You're not the Congress. You didn't pass all these laws and legislation. I blame the Congress. You bunch of inept clowns is what you are. You're a bunch of inept clowns. Clown circus. You sit there and waste all our money, mooching off the businesses and the American taxpayer and just wasting trillions of dollars. It kind of irritated me today, made me angry. So listen, you would be lawyers, solo practitioners, or opening your own companies or firms. You're going to have a cost doing business. And it's going to be not just your personal time and time away from your family and all that sort of stuff. But let me tell you, it's going to be money. Yeah. You cannot open, own, operate, and lead any company, any business, any law firm, anything unless you have money. People have to pay you for your services. They have to pay you for the value. And what most people in my world, in the legal matrix, the legal profession class, don't understand this. They don't get it. All they understand is, and understandably so, hey, I'm paying this amount of money to this lawyer, and what am I getting for the value? Blah, blah, blah. What they don't understand, and what I explain to them, is, hey, there's a cost to be here. The people that work here, the equipment, the software, everything here that we purchase is for the benefit of the client in order to be in existence, to have, have an office and everything else that goes with it. Man, I can't get over this cough tonight. This weather. But anywho, it's not about me. It's about you and understanding the cost of doing business in your companies and in particular your law firms. One of the key things that you're going to find out is going to shock you is the amount of taxes you're going to pay. It's going to blow your mind. That particular portion, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to want to cut your wrist with a pencil eraser. So when I look at, for example, my overhead, one of the large expenses typically usually salaries for employees and staff. And then you have, of course, marketing. And marketing should be a big portion of your cost of doing business, because if you don't do marketing, nobody knows who you are, where you are, what you do. And of course, your staff, your team, whatever you want to call them, employees, they're going to be critical to the everyday operations of what you do. So you have to really take a look, like I do monthly and at the end of the year, where did we spend our money? And at the beginning of each year, in January, you should have already probably planned the quarter before about what you're going to spend your money on and done tax planning for the following year. Because life is short. You're only going to be in business, your own business, as long as you're alive. If you own a corporation, you die, it goes on. But what you do in your tax planning and you do for your costs and understanding what the cost of doing business is going to directly impact the future of your business entity. I think, well, I don't think I know that law schools across this nation do not go into enough detail about operating and owning and leading a law firm. They just don't. And law firm planning, when I was in law school, was a required course. And a lot of people made fun of it. They thought it was a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. Well, they don't now. And after they finished being an associate for somebody and they opened their own firms, they finally grasped what it took to lead, to do this opening, owning, operating, and leading their own law firm. And then they said, man, I wish I had listened more. I wish I had absorbed more knowledge. And when I was in law school, the particular professor that was in charge of law firm planning and advanced law firm planning, he'd run his own law firm for decades. So this was somebody who walked the talk, talked the walk. There was no question about it. And what's happening in law schools today, and this is my opinion, is they're just getting indoctrinated into this socialist Marxist point of view that the government should pay for everything and that there's this big money tree out there. And I hate to tell them it's not true. Yeah, there's a lot of fraud out there and a lot of people take advantage of the federal and state government to the tune of billions, millions, and sometimes trillions, no doubt about it. But that can also cause you to be in a federal prison for the rest of your life. So you law students, you need to wake up. You need to understand the dynamics of a free market system and capitalism. And you need to get the hell away from this socialist Marxist view. Because when you sit there and apply the principles of Marxism or socialism, let me tell you something. People start grabbing what you make. Socialism is a failure. Communism is an absolute failure. It's a failure. Marxism is a failure. It's failed everywhere. It will never work. The biggest path to freedom is free enterprise system. It's the only way you can improve. Otherwise, you're just thrown in with mediocrity and there is no incentive. It kills incentive. Socialism, Marxism, communism. And all these pundits out there, oh, life's not fair. Well, yeah, too bad. Get off the couch and get out there and go compete. But you have to understand this dynamics. There is going to be a cost of doing business, personal-wise and money-wise, in order for you to grow as a person and to grow your company and your business. And it's not easy. It's not, because it comes with a lot of accountability and responsibility. But you have to let your clients understand that, hey, look, if you don't pay your fees, if you don't do this, we're not going to be here to represent you. And no matter what, if you hire legal counsel or you hire a CPA or you hire anybody, you're going to have to pay somebody money. And the one thing that irks me the most, and you're going to find this out, law students, when you get out there in the world, when people don't want to pay your bill, and they get angry about something, and maybe justifiably so, maybe not, and then they go hire another attorney, they're going to have to pay another upfront fee when they should just pay their attorney anyway. I see this all the time. It's unreal. It's just unreal. And the case isn't going to move any faster. Now, granted, there are some attorneys that are not as competent and not as efficient and just not that good, and there are others that excel. But if you want the ones that excel, you're going to pay a premium for them. That's the way the world works. You get what you pay for. You hire a $3 an hour monkey, you're going to get a $3 an hour monkey. It's as simple as that. So you got to decide what you want, Motel 2 or the Ritz. And it comes at a price. But those folks like me and others that open, own, operate, and lead a law firm, a company, a business, there is no money tree out back. There is a cost of doing business to be in existence, to represent clients, to assist them in their legal needs. So I want you to ask yourself this better question. What are you doing right now to develop the skill sets and to learn about the cost of doing business for any business entity in which you plan to open, own, operate, and lead? Because if you do not understand the cost of doing business in your personal world and in your business world, and then especially, and we talk about the 4 domains of body, being, balance, and business. If you do not understand the cost of doing business in each one of these domains, you are not going to thrive. You are not going to make it. You will be on life support your whole business career. All right, that's been another talk with us. We're going to keep it short so that you don't get bored. But again, this is about the cost of doing business personally and in particular in business. And it's not just for law students or brand new lawyers. It's for all of you. It's for all of you. The principles are the same. Okay? The principles are the same. You can't spend more than you have. And if you do, you're in debt. It's bad enough in the world. In our country today, I mean, I just think about like 38, 40 trillion in debt. And I'm like, how many zeros is that? And it's like, well, a billion ain't what it used to be. Nope, sure ain't. All right, this is Bryce Dyer, host of Escape the Legal Matrix, here with our mascot, Drake, the Labrador Retriever, here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, home of Fort Bragg. Every day, men and women don the uniform and do what? They go out and wage war against enemies that would seek the very freedoms that we so often take for granted. So we are out of here.